excuse me a minute, right off the bat. Okay, welcome to Send Lawyers to Hell, again. This time, I'm playing a level that doesn't really have a name. It's called Some Evil Fortress, and it was written by, let me get this right, Kuro Maho. This is his first work for Zed Doom, or any kind of Doom, so let's just give some advice and see what we can do. Alright, started straight off the bat with an imp ambush, and that was actually good because you had monsters in front of you and to the side of you, so you had to cope with both directions. Already there are a couple of architecture things I can hint to you two. This crate over here, it's not lined up right. When you have the crate texture, or any texture that looks like it has a definite alignment, you have to be quite careful with your sectors and the length of each side. What you want here is 128 by 128, I think, if I remember my units right. And you can see that the crates, they kind of cut off here because they're not lined up right. If you're using GZ Doom Builder, you can just highlight your surface, hit Ctrl and Shift and R, and that'll align them so that it starts at the top left. Yeah, and if you just shorten your lines on this side, lengthen them a bit on this side so you get the whole crates. Same story goes for here because you've got half crates there. Alright, for walls as well, you can make them a bit more interesting by having little divots and, you know, support 2, support 3 textures dotted around. Make it look a bit less, a bit less square and a bit less like it's just one wall. For doors, there's a technique that's... Whoa, okay. There's a technique that I usually use for doors, which I'll do my best to explain in as visual terms as I can manage, because what you've got here is just one sector for a door between 2 different sectors, so it looks like the door disappears into the ceiling. And if you use 3 sectors instead, call that bit sector 1, that bit sector 2, that bit sector 3, and then sectors 1 and 2 and 3 you lower them all, and then sector 2 becomes the door. Then it looks like the door has a threshold up on the ceiling, that it's not disappearing into the ceiling, it's not flush there, and it's also not totally flush with the wall, it looks like an indent. Alright, so we're getting away from squares here. Again, watch out for doors because, you know, I think you've made an effort to make it look like it fits in there by aligning it, but it's still quite obvious that it doesn't fit. There we go. Oh, something else you can do, by the way, is if you put lower... what's it called? Lower unpegged on these textures, on these walls, then instead of following the door up and down, they'll remain fixed because the texture will be drawn from the bottom up. So that way it won't look like the wall is sliding about beneath the door. Okay. Kind of an unusual use of the step texture there, but it always looks like a pallet full of boxes. So yeah, that's unusual, but it's okay. We need a blue key to activate this object. So when you need a key to activate something, it's polite to give some kind of indication of that. Usually use the door BLU texture, or put a blue torch next to it. Something like that. Ah, here we go, here's the blue key. Alright. So, if you want to talk about level design, maybe put a bit more effort into discovering the blue key, because I could just wander over here, pick it up and come back. There's not a lot I actually had to do to get it, so feel free to make that route a bit longer. This crate, I think this could be a 32 by 32 crate. I think there's one in the textures somewhere. Alright, here we go, blue door. Oh, here's something interesting. Again, you know, you're getting away from... Is this staying alive in the background? Anyway, yeah, you can make the floors a bit more interesting. You don't have to line up with the 90-degree grid. Oh. Oh, here comes the Arachnotron, I think. Thank you for wandering across the line of fire there. Gonna have to get rid of that pain elemental soon. Stop it. Oh, what have we got? That's all do. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, let me... This is a bigger room. It's not really as populated as it could be. And, the door... It's interesting that the door here is an entire sector that's not rectangular. So, as you can see, you don't have to make rectangular doors. Oh yeah, here's a bit of experimentation with multiple height floors. That's pretty good. The use of the flat here is a bit weird because it's really stripy. But yeah, I like the cut-out bit on the wall and the computer console here. Those are nice details to have in a room. Let's see. Oh, okay. Flashy door. Yep. Yeah, so again, you know, the door's really, really high, and you can sort that by splitting it into 3 sectors and having the ceiling of the door a bit lower than the ceiling of the room. It's good to use different textures throughout a map, but you're changing them really suddenly, and the rooms don't look like they fit together. So often it helps to put a support 2 or support 3 texture in between them. So, oh, I think I can hear my my delightful daughter Penny hammering desperately to get in. What is this? Looks like just a pit with a cyber demon in it. Okay, unusual. Not a fan of that. Oh, this is weird. I don't think this has a... Oh, that's weird. I don't think it has a back to it. Magic. Alright, there you go. There's entryway finished, but yeah, I know I harped on about some criticisms of this map because it's made by a total beginner, but I am really glad that you started Doom editing, and I think that you're definitely on your way. You've got the different rooms, doors, sectors, non-orthogonal stuff, and I think with some experimentation you could make some really good stuff. So definitely keep going, and thank you very much for making it.